Hi everyone, welcome back to IoT Full Stack IoT Engineer Bootcamp, and I am Tipu from IoT and this is chapter 8 of our bootcamp. And in our previous chapter we covered the C++ fundamentals, if else statements, custom functions, serial communication, and finally in chapter 7 we covered the digital write to blink and LED. And today we are covering opposite of that, and that is digital read. So what is digital read? Digital read will take the data from the outside. So if we go technically with ESP32 and microcontroller perspective, so every GPIO pin on the ESP32 connects to an input buffer, okay, a tiny circuit inside the chip. That chip will take the voltage of the pin. So is it high, is it low? High means it is up to the threshold value, and low means it is lower the threshold value. That's it. So we know ESP32 works with 3.3 volt logic. So here is 1.6 volt is the threshold. So any voltage up to 1.6 is considered as high, and any voltage that is lower than 1.6, that is considered at 0 or low. Okay, so this is the circuit we are going to use today. We need a ESP32 board, we need a 4-pin push button and a external LED. So we control the LED with that push button later. Okay, so that's very simple. ESP32 a push button and an LED. So we connect. If you see closely, this is the push button. I will describe more what is push button and how it works. And in the push button connection, we connect the third pin is to ground and another pin as a signal. So signal goes to D27, and from the LED we have to connect a resistor here, and I connect this 222 ohm, and that is connect with digital pin 26, and you can see closely I connect a ground pin to the module. So all the row is grounded. Already we cover how the breadboard works. So this is the simple circuit, and I will show the real circuit right now. Okay, so this is the physical circuit, exactly same I show in the screen. This is ESP32, this is the push button, and this is the LED, and this is the resistor. Okay, simple circuit, and it is connected with D27 and D26. So this is the simple circuit, and let's go to the screen. Okay, so we see the physical circuit we use today, and let's open the Arduino IDE here. And this is the simple code I already do. This is LED pin connected 27, button pin connected to 26, and in void setup we initialize our serial, and then pin mode as LED is output, and pin mode button pin, this time we call this input because we take the signal from the button to our microcontroller. And in void loop, first we digital read of the pin, so this is pin 26, and then we will print the value, what the value it is, and let's upload the code. So this is board, and let's connect your board with the computer, and board is ESP32 module and port is 17. Let's upload the code. Okay, code is uploaded, and let's open the serial monitor, and you can see our button value is 0. Okay, so this is the condition, button is not pressed. And if we press the button, so it's not works. Why? There is a problem in our code. I will show you later, but I press the button again and again, but it's actually not works. Okay, let's understand what's happened. Okay, so the problem is we use GPIO as input. Okay, so but there is a problem is when we declare a pin just input. So its nothing drives at high and low, so it is at the floating state. So it can picking up electrical noise from USB cable or human touch or electromagnetic interface and the signal. So it will be randomly value garbage value, and actually it's not works actually. So what we need to pull resistor. What is pull? It's very important in our next couple of series, and when we design our circuit, it's actually need pull resistor everywhere. So please understand it carefully. So what is pull resistor? Pull resistor is the resistor that tie a known voltage. Okay, known voltage means we know what is the voltage level is. So it always be a defined state. So it is not floating. If we pull down the resistor, actually we connect the pull down resistor, then it will be always 0 until the button is pressed. And when we connect as a pull up resistor like this 3.7 volt with a 10k resistor, so this is called the pull up resistor, this is called a pull down resistor. So pull down resistor is actually connected to ground and pull up resistor is connected to the VCC. Okay. So when the pull up resistor then is always high. When you just taking the value and print in a serial meter, it always high when it is pull up resistor connected, and when is pull down resistor connected, when you read the value of this pin, then it will be always 0. So when the button is pressed as a pull down resistor, we will get as high. Okay, it will read high when we button pressed, and we release the button, then it goes to 0. So it is connected with a known voltage, and same as pull up resistor, it always high, but when we press the button, it will go low. Okay, so this is the value, this is the value voltage goes from 3.3 volt to ground directly, and our GPIO pin just read the low as a low. Okay, so this is the simple, but it very useful. So let's go in our code again. Okay, so this is the code, and in our ESP32 some pin are connected as internal pull up. So we are connecting with input pull up. Okay, so if we declare as the input pull up, then our ESP32 internal pull up register will be connected, and let's upload the code again. You can see I have the input pull up, so the basic state is 1 high, and if we press the button now, it can be changing. Button value is 0. When I press the button, it is 0. When I release the button is 1. When I press the button is 0. When I release it is 1. So that is the input pull up register works, how it works. But every pin doesn't have the pull up register internally. So in ESP32 some pin are actually input pull up enable, and some pin are not enable. So when we use the internal pull up, we have to be careful about our digital GPIO pin. And if there is no internal pull up register, and internal pull up register is very low value, so we need to connect with external pull up. So what is this? Yes, so external pull up, and the default value of a standard value of a pull up register is 10k. So this is the 10k value we have to connect separately on the circuit. Okay, so this is very stable. And okay, now it's come to bounce. What is bounce? You already know this push button are a mechanical switch. Okay, so when we press it, it's a spring metal, so sometimes they can physically bounce again. So it could be a random value like that. When we press the button, it can be 1, or sometimes it is 0. So it will be different. Sometimes we need to press 1, but our ESP32 can count 8. So that's a problem, real problem. So then it comes to the debounce function. Okay, so we implement the soft debounce of our button read, and this is the code. I will share all the code in the GitHub, and I will put the GitHub link in the description, so you will download all the code from the GitHub link. Okay, so first we actually declare our LED pin 27 and button pin 26 is as same, and debounce millisecond is 50, and we need to declare some boolean function is here is LED state is false first, and button is high, and last debounce is 0, and it is the same, and I print this after 8 digital I O ready. So in the loop actually we reading the value from our digital read, the button pin, and then we check button the reading, the last reading, this reading is not equal. If it not equal to the last button state like high, then we will capture the last bounce is millis, and this millis is a function that return the current millisecond of a ESP32. It's different. I will explain more in a later chapter. So what is millis? But just remember, millis return a value of a current millisecond of our ESP32, and if millis, that's also the current value, the millis minus the last debounce, that value greater than the debounce millisecond. So we settle down 50 millisecond. That means we won't take any further input value from this 50 millisecond. Actually we will wait for 50 millisecond gone. So that is debounce. So we can detect any debounce. So it's just count 1. And if reading is low, then we will change the LED state, and we will just LED write actually here. And finally we will update our last button state equal to last reading. So let's upload the code. Okay, so done uploading, and open the serial monitor, Arduino serial monitor, and press the button, and you can see LED is on, LED is off. If I press again, LED is on and LED is off. If I press again, LED is off, LED is on. So it works like that, and right now it's must stable. So this is our software Debounce. It will help you to take unnecessary input, or when you press button 1 but your ESP32 reads 8 times or 10 times. So it will help you to reduce that. Okay, so that was our software Debounce. And in our GPIO rules, ESP32 have some GPIO rules, and as I told, every pin is not as input, so we cannot declare every pin as input pull up, and some are restricted. So every GPIO pin is currently is only 12 milliampere. So we cannot give any our external module greater than 2 milliampere, then it will burn our GPIO pin or ESP32. Okay, and it only works with 3.3 volt logic. So ESP32 is not a 5 volt tolerant microcontroller. So if you connect the 5 volt directly, your ESP32 will burn out. So we need to voltage divider or level shifter. We will see the example later. Okay, and some pin are stripping pin, and like GPIO 0 to 12 and 15 are sampled at boot to decided boot mode. Actually ESP32 have two mode, at boot mode at flash mode. So when it's boot, then it will actually it's a download mode. It takes program from our computer to ESP32 when you're uploading the code, and then when it's actually normally open, so it's then goes to flash mode. So it takes the program from its flash memory and run it. And some pin are input only pins like GPIO 34, 35, 36 and 39 are no output driver. Okay, so no output driver means no internal pull-up register. So this is a hardware limitation, I told that earlier. So that's GPIO pin we cannot use as internal pull-up. So we have to declare is only input. So some pin are safe, considered as safe, like 4, 5, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 25, 26, 27, 20, 32 and 33. That's a safe pin we can use is as like input or output. And some stopping pin we will try to avoid this pin, and some pin are input only, so we can use take input from sensor. So please save this, and when you design your circuit you have to consider this. So that is the reference. So our final code is like that. I will share the code in the description. or link actually description, you can download it. So in our chapter 8 we covered the digital read, the floating point pins and input pull up with software debounce and some GPIO rules. So today's class is very important, and in the next chapter is chapter 9, we will use the PWM and ADC of ESP32. Okay, so I hope it will help you, and I wish you good luck with your IoT engineer learning bootcamp journey. Thank you.